going? Yep. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Joint and Point Podcast. I'm your host, Ace. This is my guest host.
Bean.
Ooh.
Bean.
Bean.
We go with Bean.
Okay. Today's strain is a common one because I use this dizzy a lot. It's Pineapple Express. What are you smoking? You know?
Holy Roller. That's it. Holy Roller. It's a mix of Holy Grail and egg roll.
Holy Roller number 3.
Holy Roller number 3. So I could be wrong about that, but Leafly told me otherwise. So. Gotta trust the god Leafly.
But, yeah, today's topic is government overreach and misuse of their powers, and then what it means to be, how modern, how leadership would be defined in a modern context.
Disclaimer, I don't know anything.
Yeah,
but I will be giving my 2 cents.
I was going to say, they're basically apolitical. They could give two shits, but...
Yeah, but I do care about my obviously my rights and all that fun stuff, so...
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, well, it's at a point where you have to care,
Right.
Because if you don't, then you just let shit happen. Then.
Yeah, and I mean, people who end up not giving a shit, they're kind of looked down on society because
and I get
you're
it.
not really contributing, which is understandable. But
I
at the
get
same
it.
time,
You don't want to have want any part of that shit. You'd rather just be left alone.
Well,
I get it.
never know. I never can trust anything. I feel like I can look at one side, look at the other, and then look at middle information and still not even fully understand what's going on. So it's kind of fucked.
Honestly, that's why I call myself an individualist, because picking a side in today's modern context just means that you adhere to all the beliefs of that side, even if the beliefs are terrible.
Yeah.
I remember when the LGBT community, they used to be all inclusive, welcome the bisexuals and trans people. Now they're talking about cutting the B out because, pan makes more sense.
Well, okay, I understand the debate, but basically the whole debate between bi and pan is literally just bisexual means you like women and men, and that's it. Pansexual gives that in between of gender non-conforming type people, which is if you're already bisexual, then I would say that gender non-conforming doesn't they would be either. It doesn't matter. But people feel the need to be super overly specific about what they like and what's going on here. It's just too much. People can't realize you can be an individual person and say, hey, I'm bisexual, but I take that and put it to whatever it means to me.
Yeah.
It's you can do that.
Yeah, you can do that, and and that's why I don't understand why they want to get rid of the B, because they're just they kind of the case they always make is that, well, you always have to pick a side eventually. It's well, yeah, but that doesn't mean you're not bisexual anymore.
Not unless you're polyamorous.
Right, if you decide to go with a guy, it's not you're not bisexual anymore.
Right.
That's not how it works.
It just doesn't... It's hard for people to grasp that, I think.
They love it. People, love easy answers for everything. That's why, there's still a whole bunch of racists, because it's easier to be a racist than it is to critically think about, another person's worth and how it affects, how it contributes to society and all that stuff. All of that requires a little bit of a sharper mind, because racist people have been scientifically proven to be stupid.
Listen, and I think there's a lot of narcissism that plays into racism, because people feel the need to be above another human being. I think that's really narcissistic. Think that you're better than another person for any type of reason other than like.
Yeah, that goes back to like my controversial idea back in the last video. I talked about how if it were up to me, I would destroy any concept of hierarchy.
I fucking hate it. China's so bad with it. It scares me when I see
Which
shit
is
like that.
interesting because they're supposed to be like the communist party, right? But
Yeah.
like the term communism means, you know, where people self-organize in a government-free utopia. That's what communism is. And China is the totalitarian version of that, where like
Well,
they
all
have
of them end up turning
they
that
have
way,
the
right?
they have the people's government, and anybody that goes against the government is automatically like a threat to the people
Yeah.
because
but
they decide that for them.
it's too much, honestly, and there's so much that gets like.
You know, like Russia wants to do the same thing. They want states' rights for all the the regions that they control. You know, and that's communism. You know, because there's no official government. You know.
Yeah, but then you have the leader that literally apparently can't die.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's a little difficult.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the term leader nowadays is used as like a sales pitch. You know, like a 20%.
Take me to your leader.
Yeah, like a 20% off discount coupon.
2080.
Yeah, you know, like whenever a politician comes forward, any issue that's going on in the world, they're going to use like a discount coupon in order to get you to vote for them. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Propaganda.
Save America with 20%.
Oh my god. You could save America for 20%.
We're gonna fucking die.
Hey, at least we're gonna be dying with facts. I mean, you know what's crazy to think about? Nobody actually has any facts. Nobody fucking genuinely can say, I 100% know, because nobody fucking knows. I feel like everybody, even in the government, is like confused. Like they know a little bit, but like there's still points in which they're not allowed to know. Because if everybody if there's people that truly knew what the fuck was going on, they would say something.
Yeah, well, that's why education is kept behind a paywall. Because controlling stupid people is easy. Because all you have to do is make them afraid, you know? And both parties do this, you know?
Yeah,
There's
I
like,
dare.
well, you know, like the scenario will be like, you know, one party causes, you know, a political candidate causes a crisis of some kind, or, you know, or in the recent days, you know, the Supreme Court, you know, and then the other side will use it as like a fucking, you know, bargaining chip to get themselves elected, you know? So
Yeah.
like the Supreme Court got rid of the Roe v. Wade thing, making abortion illegal in all, you know, or up to the states, you know, and most states will ban abortion,
Yeah.
you know, and like the Republicans are sitting there like, yeah, this is a good thing, and then right behind them is the Democrats going, if you want us to save this country, then pay us.
Lasso money.
You know, and it's like, oh, okay, why don't you like save us now and then we'll pay you?
Right?
You know,
Give us something to pay you
It's
for.
not like your job pays you first and then you do the work. You know, you do the work first and then you get paid.
Yeah,
That's
but
how votes should work.
that's why politics, you can get so much money by being an asshole, because you don't have to do anything, you just have to convince people that you will do something. And then after that point, it's just whatever you want to do, really.
Yeah. Like, leader is somebody that, like, inspired people and then stood, you know, together with, you know, arm to arm with their constituents and shit.
Well, yeah.
Like, that's what a leader's supposed to do. He doesn't stand in front of them because he's better than them. He doesn't stand behind them
He
because
stands
he's
with
too,
them.
you know, because he's too self-obsessed. He stands with them because he's ready to be by their side through the hardest times and the easiest times.
And prepare them for the next step
Right.
to heal their situation. I
Well-
don't understand how this is getting confused.
Well, yeah. Well, no. Another thing is that, you know, in order to be a leader, you know, you have to be, you have to sacrifice, right?
Oh yeah.
That's the biggest thing about being a leader, because they have to make decisions that they're personally not going to like, but they know that it will help everybody in the
It
long
will,
run.
yeah, eventually it will benefit everyone.
Yeah, it will help them in the long run. But unfortunately, we got people that use, faith to guide their morality, and it makes them retarded, or they use money, to. And this whole money in politics thing is so ridiculous because we don't have leaders anymore. We have businessmen, and and then we have essentially the state the state governors are just secretaries for Congress. So if our votes, like there was a quote from somebody, I can't remember who said it, but they said if our votes actually mattered, then they wouldn't let us vote.
What?
Yeah.
I need a minute to process that with my high-ass brain right now.
You good, man?
Honestly, I agree with that because there's too many stupid people. There's too many people that would just not understand anything. I feel like if there was a clearer option, if it was truly how simple they make it seem, I think it would be done. It would be so much easier.
Yeah.
If it was clear, exactly what you're getting is exactly what you're getting, and maybe a couple surprises.
Yep.
Maybe just a couple.
Honestly, you know what we should do is we should do what the unions do, where if they want workers, they're gonna have to fill out a contract for them that guarantees, a payment after services, but it guarantees a set payment that they negotiate. So we should do something like that for every politician, to where if you want this job, you have to fill out this contract that guarantees how much you get in your budget, but you have to fulfill, insert obligations here, and then, and only then will you receive payment. And the payment you receive, and while you're under the terms of this contract, you are not allowed to receive outside money, outside from what this contract guarantees.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, every politician would have a fire under their ass like that.
Trump would go bankruptcy. I guarantee it. He'd just be like, I'm bankrupt.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, I'm very bankrupt.
You know who I am. I'm the guy that does this.
What really made me believe that politics was truly fucked was when I heard about a politician his wife did advertising, and he had his wife do an advertisement for him, so they got all of the money from the advertisements and all the rest of that. So literally he paid her to pay him. How crazy is that?
That is pretty fucking stupid. And now we got a guy in Florida who's literally a Nazi.
We have Nazis.
Yeah.
They're just...
Well, Ron DeSantis is the Florida governor, and he's open out fucking Nazi. He was the guy that got...
Why is it not illegal to be a Nazi, but it's illegal to have a baby when you're 10 years old?
Yeah. He passed the Don't Say Gay bill, which basically puts teachers' jobs in jeopardy, and kids too.
Oh my lord.
Because under the bill, teachers can out their kids to their parents.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
Which means that there's going to be more homeless teens, kids.
He also decriminalized running over protesters with your car.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's an actual real thing he did.
What is wrong with this world?
Yeah.
Why is that not illegal?
Oh,
Why is
and
it
he's
not
also
in
going to try and pass another bill that makes it to where Florida professors and college students have to register their political ideologies. It's just so that they can fucking track who's a leftist and shit.
That's stupid.
So you can kill a woman because her baby is going to kill her, but she has to have it. But you can't, but it's totally and that's totally fine.
So you're saying if she was protesting,
But it's also it's legal to just fucking run people over with your car?
Decriminalized, but yes.
So you're not a felon.
Nope.
So you can go back to work after hitting a bunch of people with your car.
Yep.
well, he's gonna be late. Come on.
Yeah,
so
he's
I'm
just
gonna
like
hit
Bruce
every
Almighty.
protester
He's just like
who
Bruce-
protests abortion
He's just like-
with my car.
Yeah,
because
he's-
it's not illegal.
Yeah, he's just like Bruce Almighty. Oh darn, all this horsepower, no room to gallop. You know?
That's, Jesus.
Yeah, people, government officials are just awful. Ron DeSantis
That's why I don't
specifically.
pay attention to politics, because
Yeah.
it literally just infuriates.
Yeah,
Why is
Ron,
this
Ron
okay?
DeSantis is definitely like. Ron DeSantis is like Trump on steroids. You know, the only difference is that DeSantis is not as stupid. Because, you know, Trump was, you know, crazy in the sense that he wasn't complex enough to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like a real conversation. But
He just
Ron
said,
DeSantis,
money,
unfortunately,
money.
Ron DeSantis, unfortunately, is. And that makes him much more dangerous because he can follow through with his, you know, bigotry and shit.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Trump is just stupid, money-hungry, greedy.
That
That
yeah.
guy is a psychopath.
One of the only times I watched him on TV, like during this debate, is when he was literally making fun of a disabled person.
Yeah. He's just like, ugh, you know. I'm like, dude, what the fuck
Wow.
are you doing? You know, I'd love to party educated. It's like, yeah, so you love yourself a lot then, huh? Hey, Cosmo.
The man of the hour.
He's not camera shy, that's for sure. He's usually
This is our tuxedo kitty.
Yes. I think he's just a mix of a tuxedo and
I think he wants a chicken.
no chicken for you.
Maybe some money, man. I don't even want
Uh,
it. You want it?
There was something I was going to say about the propaganda, but I totally lost my train of thought.
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Propaganda bad.
Yeah, which
And
is
it's
weird
still
how
happening.
it's weird how it's so bad too, because literally all these studies on like who actually watches big corporate news, and like most of their viewers have been like, you know, nursing home age. So how is like nursing home people spreading all this bullshit from Fox News and CNN?
It's because people are like, well, grandma said I believe in grandma. Or, fucking, that's how we get most of those shitty ass votes, is because there's old ass people that are just like, bloop. And then these super young people are like, I'm too young, I don't know what's going on, I'm not gonna vote.
No, I was watching a video by The Amazing Atheist the other day, and he made a really good point about how the right talks about, you know, how important freedom of speech is, but that's only when, like, they're defending their position. Whenever they're attacking somebody, you know, then they'll, like, flip it, you know.
Yeah, that's called gaslighting and manipulation.
Yeah,
That's
so...
what those type of people do.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, like, the only reason why they want freedom of speech is because they want the freedom of speech to be an asshole. Like, they want the freedom to talk shit to minorities. That's the only reason why they want fucking freedom of speech.
Well, other than the generalization, I think there's also like, them just like wanting to be able to prove that they know their rights. Ooh, I know my rights, but it's like, well, do you? if it's not the first and second, like name another one.
I was gonna
Other
say,
than
make them what, ask
the
them what the.
fifth.
Yeah, I was gonna say, ask them what like the Ninth Amendment is. I guarantee you, most Republicans are not gonna know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I'm not going around saying that I do know it and going like, ooh, look at me, I know my amendments.
I know a few of them.
I know the ones that I need to know, and when I need to know the other ones, I look them up.
Yeah, I know the first, second.
Like,
I know the first, second, third, ninth, and I think the fourth and fifth ones, they basically guarantee you a right to a fair and speedy trial. So I guess 4 and 5. So the only ones I don't remember are 6 through 9, or no, or 6, 7, or 6 through 8 and 10. Those are the ones I don't remember, but I remember the rest of them. Oh shit, we're at 20 minutes. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. I know most of these episodes are just rambles, but we're high, so we're high. We get to ramble. All right. 3, 2, 1, bye.